Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another episode of Wealth Tips with Dr. Mark, where we talk about your small business and growing it into a big one. Today, I wanted to shift gears a little bit. I know we've been talking about mindset and things like that, and I'm going to shift gears a little bit today and talk about starting a new business, because I know a lot of you're probably coming from the corporate space and you want to start your own business. The one thing that I want you to keep in mind, though, is when you're in a corporate environment, you're all about executing process. They have processes in place, and your job is to come in and execute those processes. So a lot of people that come from a corporate environment, when they go out and they go in to be an entrepreneur, they actually are in for a horrible, horrible, rude shock. Because guess what you don't have, particularly in an early stage startup, you don't have process. You have no idea how those things should happen or how they do happen. And that's what I want to talk about today. I'm actually in the process of launching a new venture, and we've been working on it for quite a while now. And I wanted to mention some of these things while they're fresh in your head. For example, you have a new company. How do you get customers? Where do they come from? What do you have to do in order to get those customers? So one of the ways is organic. You actually have an established restaurant and people come to you because they've been there before. Well, if you have a startup, you don't have the organic traffic, most likely, because it's a relatively new business. So one of the things that you want to do is build up organic traffic, and that can come through search engine optimization. That can come through a lot of different channels, word of mouth, advertising, direct advertising in your area. I know you guys have gotten in your mailbox the little flyers that come in the mail. That's a way for local businesses to try and reach out to local consumers in that market. And depending upon your business, it may work. Depending upon your business, it may be an epic failure and a total waste of your money. It's all up to you and your market and your products. So we have organic traffic that we can drive. We also have paid advertising. And of course, we could talk for a long time on paid advertising. But with the paid advertising, there are multiple ways that you can do this. And I know you know this already, but Google is the #1 dominant player in the space with something like 80% market share. So if you're doing paid advertising, you're going to do, depending upon your product, local TV, local radio, direct print, direct mailings, and then print, publications, stuff like that. Or most likely Google Ads. Google Ads is the fastest way to get your company in front of lots of people. But it doesn't work for everybody. It depends upon your particular product. The average click-through rate on an ad, depending upon your industry, is between 0.5% and 2%. So you will have lots and lots and lots of people see that ad, but very few people actually click on it. So you're spending money, sometimes lots of money, in order to get that visibility from those people. So we want to drive people to your website, and websites are definitely making a comeback. People are moving away from social media and transitioning back to your website. We want to get the people there, but if we're a new business, we may not have much native traffic, organic traffic, so we pay to get some of the ads. Then the third leg of that is you want to have social media. And that's where everybody is spending most of their effort in the last 5 or 10 years is social media this, social media that, everything. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, I'm on every single place on every platform out there. Oh, I heard this new platform, so I'm going to run over there. That will exhaust you. There are way too many social media platforms out there. You couldn't possibly do a good job on all of them. So you need to focus on them. So to recap, we have 3 primary sources of traffic, potential customers coming in. We have organic, we have some sort of paid advertisement, and then we have social media. And the social media could be paid advertisement too, but those are our primary 3 ways to drive a customer to you. So we want to have a plan in each of those areas, focusing on what's going to happen in each of those spaces, and then how many and all of that sort of stuff. What sort of budget are you putting there? But now comes the interesting question. You have new customers. So with the new venture that I'm launching, we are getting customers. We actually are live and we're getting customers right now. Then the question becomes, what do you do with them? How does that actually work? Do you talk to the customers via email? Is it Facebook, FaceTime, Instant Messenger on Facebook? Is it Skype? Is it Zoom? What exactly is your procedure in order for you to communicate with those new customers? And does that match with their preferences? For example, some of your customers, it better be Facebook Messenger and that's it. That's the only way they're going to talk to you. Or it better be only text messages, or only phone, or only mail, or whatever it is. You need to figure out your customers' preferences and communicate with them in an appropriate style. So we get these customers from our organic traffic, from our paid advertising, and from our social media. Then we have to figure out what to do with them. What exactly am I doing? Are they calling in? Are they emailing in? Once I get that contact with the customer, how do I track it? What do I do with them? Am I going to just use my Gmail account and keep everybody in there? I guarantee you that will really rapidly blow up on you. You will not be able to keep track of everybody. So then you're like, okay, well, I need some sort of system to track these customers when they come in. I'm sure you know this already, but there are hundreds and hundreds of options for you to use in order to track your customers. I could just use Google Docs and make spreadsheet entries for every time I talk to those people. But that's going to be really, really clumsy, and that'll only work in the beginning. So it all depends upon your customers. Do you have lots of customers? Do you have very few customers? If you have very few customers and they're really big, then you don't have as many needs. Your needs are less pressing. But what if you have lots of customers and they're low profit margin customers? Well, then I need something really efficient to make sure that I'm tracking these people, that I'm following up with these people. So in addition to your CRM system, of which there are literally dozens, and many of them are very, very good. For example, you could use Pipedrive, you could use Zoho. There's dozens of options for you to use. Once you have that piece, there's still tons of other pieces that you need to take care of. How do your people communicate? How do you track your interactions with these customers? What about all of the underlying activities that have to take place for you to get ready for those customers? How do I track that? How do I assign tasks to people? Multiple people are going to be working on this. It's probably not going to be just you, because you're going to get really tired if you're successful. You're going to need help. So how do I get help? How do I bring in other people into this? So you're going to need online systems to track your customers, most likely. You're going to need communication systems. Phone, is it all just direct cell phone? You're going to need email systems to talk to people. You're going to need document management systems. You're going to need payroll really quickly. There's a myriad of things that you're going to have to manage just to have that business that you're running for yourself. So I wanted to take a few minutes and just have you stop and think about all of the pieces that you need to have in place, and pay attention to those pieces, because if you're better in one of those areas than your competitors, that could help you eke out a profit margin, or maybe get a sale that somebody else didn't get because you responded more quickly, or you responded in a way that they were looking for. Maybe they're only reaching those customers on one of these media and you're reaching them somewhere else. So be thinking about all of those different things that are necessary for you to have a successful business. It's about acquiring the customers, it's about interacting and closing the customers, and it's about delivering your service to those customers. All of those things are necessary in order for you to have a successful and growing business. If you have questions on any of these sorts of things, as I've mentioned, I have tons and tons of information on this, researched many of these options. I'm happy to help. Reach out to me and let me know, because I'm happy to help you take your small business and grow it into a very large one. Until I get to see you next time, thank you so much and have a good week.